The Legend of the Beaver's Tail, as told by Stephanie Shaw. Long ago, Beaver did not look like he does now. Yes, he was a chubby fellow, and yes, he had two very large front teeth, but his tail was not wide and flat. Beaver's tail was thick with silky fur. "Look at my glorious tail," Beaver said to Bird. "I'll bet you wish you had one like this." Bird said, "Beaver, it is a fine tail, but truly all I wish for is a cozy nest for my family." Beaver ignored Bird. He fluffed and plumped his tail as Bird flew off to hunt for twigs and leaves. "This tail is the tail to end all tails," Beaver said to Deer. "I'll bet you wish you had one like this." Deer said, "Beaver, it is a fine tail, but truly all I wish for is some tender grass for my family to eat." Beaver ignored Deer. He brushed his tail on one side and then the other as Deer left to forage for food. "I'm just saying," said Beaver to Fish, "this tail of mine is absolutely the most magnificent tail a creature could have. I'll bet you wish you had one like this." Fish leaped from the water and said, "Beaver, it is a fine tail, but truly all I wish for is calm and warm water to rest in." Beaver ignored Fish, and Fish struggled on through the icy water as Beaver looked at his own reflection. He turned round and round, trying to catch a glimpse of his glorious tail. "Humph!" said Beaver. "How rude! I think my friends are jealous of this beautiful tail of mine." He waddled off to gnaw on a log. Autumn turned to shivery winter. Beaver lumbered through the woods and then began to have a good chew on a trunk of a large tree. Every now and then he would stop to run in circles around the trunk. In this way, he could chase his tail and give it yet another admiring look. Beaver was so caught up in this game, he did not notice the tree creaking and teetering back and forth as he chipped away at its base. Crash! Smash! Beaver's fluffy, beautiful, glorious tail was trapped beneath the massive fallen tree. Beaver tugged and pulled. When he finally got his tail out, it was no longer fluffy, beautiful, or glorious. "Oh, my tail!" moaned Beaver, and he sat and cried himself into a huge puddle of salty tears. But no one heard his cries or came to comfort him. And it was when Beaver stopped crying for the loss of his glorious tail that he cried harder and longer for the loss of his friends. As time passed, Beaver kept very busy to take his mind from his loneliness. Where he carefully felled trees, tender grass grew. Where he dragged the branches to the water, tiny leaves and twigs littered the forest floor. And where he built a dam, the water slowed and became warm. In the spring, the animals returned. They watched Beaver perfectly balance on his new tail as he chewed the tree bark. When he swam to the shore to greet them, his tail was a rudder guiding him straight and true. And when he wanted to make an announcement, he slapped the water, making a loud sound. "I am ashamed that I only talked about myself," said Beaver. "Your friendship is more important to me. Please stay." "Beaver," said Deer, "you have made the grass plentiful for my family. You are a good friend. Of course we will stay. And my family can nest with the twigs and leaves you have scattered," said Bird. "The dam you built slowed the water and made a pool," said Fish. "I can rest and be warm. Thank you, Beaver." "And that new tail of yours is amazing," said his friends. "We wish we had tails like that." "Thank you," said Beaver. He looked back at his tail. It was wide, flat, and furless. It really was quite glorious. The beaver as a keystone species. Beavers have several amazing physical features. Their two long front teeth are very hard and can gnaw whole tree trunks rather easily. They have transparent eyelids like swim goggles that allow them to see underwater. They have finger like front paws and powerful webbed hind feet, and their furless, flat tail is essential to their existence. Their tail assists in the ability to swim straight. They also use their tail as a kickstand to give them balance while chewing on tree bark. With its wide, flat tail, the beaver can slap the water and signal danger to its family. Beavers are known as a keystone species because many of their activities support the existence of other animals. Grasses and other vegetation replace areas of woodlands where beavers gnaw down trees. This becomes a food source for many animals. The debris from the beaver's logging creates nesting materials for birds and waterfowl. The dams make shallow pools and raise the water temperature. Fish that struggle through the winter water can stop to rest and lay their eggs. So while the beaver is busy building its own home, it is also vital to the environment of many other species. The Ojibwa people are also known as Ojibwa, Ojibwe, and Chippewa. They are one of the largest American Indian groups in North America. In the United States, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and in Canada, Ontario, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. Legends are an important part of Ojibwa culture. They are stories passed from one generation to the next, usually through oral storytelling. They are sometimes meant just for fun and entertainment. Other times, they are used to teach a lesson about behavior. In a legend such as the legend of the beaver's tail, we learn about how pride and boastful behavior can drive friends away. We also learn how sharing among families can build a community.